All right, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here, and in this video we're going to be answering the question, how much can you make as an online fitness coach without a big brand? And the reason why I wanted to answer this question is because over the last couple of years I've been working with hundreds of clients, and we've helped these clients build their own online businesses literally from scratch. And amongst those people are a lot of people that we've helped turn their passion for fitness and nutrition into lucrative online businesses. And amongst these people, most of them are people with absolutely zero brand. They're complete nobodies. Most of them don't even have a website. And we're going to be answering the question how much you can make. And we're going to show a little bit of client testimonials, a little bit of share a little bit of their story and how they've done it. And an interesting message that I got earlier today. Earlier this morning, that kind of made me inspired to shoot this video. This is from one of our clients, and he writes the following. We can show that here. We're going to screenshot that later. I've been asking, how's it going? And he says, hey Max, things are great since April. It is June 2020 right now, by the time we're recording this. Things are great since April. I got 42,000 euros paid, and I still have payments pending. It has been awesome. So these are numbers that are showing the cash flow. This is not gross revenue or anything like that. So how much was it again? I already forgot. 42,000 euros paid in the bank for this client since April. Again, it's by the time of the recording, it's mid-June 2020. So that's April, May, June, 3 months. That's a little over 10,000 euros a month in cash flow, meaning you probably close between 10 and 20,000 euros a month. And again, this person has literally zero brand. And this is not the only client we have. We have several other clients in the fitness niches, and we're going to be sharing with you details now. So let's get started.
Have you ever wondered whether there's more to life than a boring dead-end 9-to-5 job? Have you ever dreamed about breaking free, traveling the world, making good money, and just enjoying life? No more office dress code, no morning commute, no boss. This channel is for you, so here's to your freedom.
All right, so one of the first things that I want to talk about is here, the big illusion that you need to have a big brand. I feel like especially in the fitness niche, it's one of those things because we're so spoiled nowadays with like Instagram influencers, Mr. Six-Pack YouTube channel with millions of subscribers and stuff like that. And it's interesting because, and I always say this to our beginner clients, there's very popular coaches out there that are the most popular, and then there's the coaches that are the most well paid. And these are usually not the same. So a lot of people come to us with the illusion of like, oh, I want to do fitness. I'm good at fitness. I got myself in shape. I want to help people do that, and I want to make money, but I don't have a big brand. And how long do I need to build my Instagram up until I have 1 million followers and a blue check mark and whatnot? These things are very unnecessary. So at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself the question, which one do you want to be? Do you want to be amongst the best paid online coaches for fitness, or do you want to be amongst the most popular online coaches? And funnily enough, some of these influencers reach out to me because they want us to help them how to monetize their brand, and they are literally surprisingly broke. So please understand that subscriber numbers or brand size does not equal making money. And again, if I look at our clients, most of our $10,000, 10,000 euros plus a month clients, they don't even have a website, let alone a big brand, because these things are unnecessary to have. They're nice to have if you have them already, right? Again, we can talk about monetizing that, but they're absolutely not necessary to start. And you can always build a brand later on. In fact, I would prefer it that way. If you want to build a big business brand and become an influencer, then why not just starting properly, make money first, and then get paid as you're building the brand? So what I'm trying to say with this first point, all these fancy things like big brand, big YouTube, big Instagram, but also things like webinars, Facebook ads, YouTube ads, website funnels, and so on and so forth. These are all these fancy gadgets that you do not need to get started, okay? Learn how to generate income first. Learn how to get to your first $10,000 or euros a month first. That's like the baseline that we always talk about with our beginner clients. And then you can go from there via building a small but highly lucrative niche brand. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't done so yet, check out our podcasts. Our head sales coach, Nikita Gunkovic, and myself, we have a podcast. If you like the YouTube videos, but you want to kind of dive a little bit deeper, if you feel like YouTube might be too surface level, and that podcast is for you. We're going to put a link down to the podcast as well. We're getting really, really good feedback. People say it's very humorous, very entertaining, but at the same time, highly informative. And again, we're going a little deeper in that. So if you haven't checked out our podcast yet, highly recommend you to do so. Thank you very much for that. And now let's continue with the video. All right, so ultimately the question is, how do you get to your first 10K then if you're not using your followers or anything like that? Well, the answer is manual lead generation. This is again something that we help our beginner clients with, and it has certain advantages, because what you basically do with manual lead generation is you understand what your skill set is, all right? Then you ask yourself the question, who can you help with that? And then you ask yourself the question, where are the people hanging out online that could use my help, right? This could be Facebook groups, this could be internet forums, this could be people that use certain hashtags, and then you literally reach out to these people manually. You literally just message them, and you give some value, you ask them some questions to find out if you can actually help them. You get them on the phone, and on the phone, basically give them some more value, and then you pitch them, right? You basically suggest, hey, let's work together. These are my fees. This is how much it costs to bring you from point A to point B to get you the end result. And that is it. And the good thing about that is it kind of puts you as a soon-to-be online fitness coach into a position where you say, okay, who is my target audience? How can I learn about them? How can I learn how to give the most value to them? And what you do is you become someone that is client-centric, all right? You're focusing on giving value to the client. And first rule of money is, as you might know if you watch this channel for a while, if you want to make money, give value. Money follows value. And if you focus on giving value, you can easily start scaling a business. And then again, you can get to your first 10K. And then what we usually do from there is we then help our clients build a small niche brand, meaning we help them build a small Instagram account that is much smaller than most influencers out there, but it is much more lucrative, right? And same goes for YouTube and so on and so forth. That is what they want to be doing, right? If they don't want to be doing that, if they don't want to become too much of a public person, and they can just stay there. We've had people that scaled up to $20,000 to $30,000 a month completely by themselves, completely without a team, completely without the help of social media, without having to have a big brand whatsoever. Obviously, if you want to scale it up, you can do so, right? So let's continue talking a little bit in terms of scaling, because that's another thing. You can do all of this completely by yourself. And again, like around 30 to 35K a month is, out of our own experience, how far you can get just being a one-man or one-woman show. You do not need to have a team before that. It's absolutely unnecessary. From 35K a month, that is where you might want to start thinking, okay, maybe if I want to scale higher to 50K a month, maybe you want to start making your first, key hire. That is where you say, okay, let me hire an assistant that does some of the more menial, repetitive tasks, some assistant that maybe helps me with the lead generation, and so on and so forth. And if you want to go all out nuts and you say, okay, I want to build this into a 7-figure a year business, it's around 100K a month, then you can say, okay, let me hire maybe in total 3 to 4 people in my team, and that is where you can get to that point. And the cool thing is, first of all, the cool thing is, even before that point, when it's just you, you're able to work location independently, right? So just like me right now, I'm chilling here in some cafe. I like that environment much more. If I want to go somewhere where it's more summer, when it comes winter, I could go to Thailand. I could work from there, right? If you like to sleep in on a Monday, you can do so, right? Because you work time independently as well. And that gives you a lot of freedom already, and that gives you obviously also the spare time to develop yourself, maybe with your own fitness journey, right? Or to devote more to your clients and so on and so forth, and that's a very nice thing. And if you then want to scale it up, again, you can have your team working for you, meaning you're making even more money by doing even less yourself, right? You're working on the business and not in the business. But at the end of the day, it all kind of depends on what your goals are and how big you're thinking. Out of our own experience, most of our clients become very happy and very content around the 20K a month mark, where they say, I'm making my 20K a month being my own boss. I can't get fired. Much safer than my job, much safer than being employed somewhere. And then they stay there, right? But some clients say, hey, I want to go big. Let's build an operation. And those are then our more advanced clients that we help to scale up to 100K a month. And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, this is an important point, is how fit do you really have to be? This is a question I get a lot, where some people say, hey, Max, I have passion and knowledge in nutrition and fitness, but I'm not super shredded or super big. I'm not Mr. 8-pack. I'm not Mrs. Booty Instagram model type yet, or not at all. So can I still teach fitness? And that's an interesting question. The answer is yes. It depends on your target audience. And I'm going to give you simple examples just from our clients. And this is something we help with our clients in terms of positioning. If you position yourself as, okay, I help you become shredded, lose a ton of fat, and get into 6-pack mode, clearly you should have these results for yourself. But you could also go ahead and say, okay, I might not be the biggest bodybuilder type guy, but I used to be very, very skinny, you know, a hard gainer. I used to have a lot of problems with actually gaining any muscle. Now I managed to gain some muscle. So now you could position yourself saying, okay, I help skinny people that are hard gainers gain some muscle, right? Or for example, another example from a personal friend of mine, what he's doing, he's really just like a regular fit guy. He's not shredded, he doesn't have the big biceps, he's not fat, let's put it this way. And he, for example, positioned himself helping middle-aged women lose a couple pounds. Right? Now, if you really imagine the thought process of a middle-aged woman in this target audience, would they rather learn from Mr. Sports 8-pack shredded guy, which they cannot resonate with, or would they rather learn how to lose a little bit of weight from just an average guy that isn't fat, that is fairly skinny and is able to do some sports in his busy life, right? So you can see here how the positioning can actually help you as long as you have some sort of knowledge and some sort of results, and if you position yourself correctly in terms of being 2 to 3 steps ahead of the average person, you're already good to go. And this is another misconception that most people have. They think they got to be this like certified nutritionist, fitness instructor with 10 years of experience. And again, out of our own experience working with our clients, it's absolutely unnecessary. If you have a certificate, it's great, right? I think we have one client who has a PhD in nutritional science or something like that. If you have it, it's great, right? It can help you, but the rest of our fitness coaching clients don't have that at all. Again, if you're 2 to 3 steps ahead of the average person, right? Let's imagine it like this, imagine it like a graph, whereas like a bodybuilder world champion is 100 out of 100. An average person is who doesn't even know what macros are or calories is maybe a 1 or 10 out of 100, and you might be a 30 or 50 out of 100, you know, or 40 out of 100. Now, can you help the person that is at a 10 out of 100? Yes, since you've been there, you're at 40 out of 100, right? Yes, you can put that. Who has a panna cotta over there? And that does look good. And you can put this over there. Thank you very much. And this looks good. You see, there you go. If you already know how to abstain yourself from food like this, and you know how many calories this has, more than the average person, depending on your positioning, obviously you can help people with that. And yeah, and that is to basically answer the long answer to answer the question of how much can you make as a fitness coach without a big brand. We kind of discussed that a big brand is not necessary. In fact, in the beginning, if you would focus on making a brand, it would be a waste of your time and a waste of your energy, quite frankly. We've talked about what is possible. Like I said, we have multiple clients nowadays making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 a month. And you can do that from scratch. If you want to know how, you can book a free consulting call either with me directly or with an expert from our team. The way this works, there's a link down in the description or a link that appears somewhere here right now. You click on that link and it brings you to a page. You can read through the page if you want. There's a little bit more information. And at the bottom of that page, you fill out the application. It takes around 2 minutes to fill that out. Then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. Call is entirely for free. There's no hidden international costs whatsoever. And on that call, we'll basically be looking at your situation, at your skill set, and we can tell you what exact model fits well for you, what positioning could fit well for you, and what exact steps that you need to take, customized in your situation, obviously, in order to get started. If you then decide, hey, I want to become your client, we can discuss that obviously too on the call. But at the very least, you can check what your options are, what you can do, and how to get there. Right? So the only catch is obviously we have limited spots. We can only do so many free calls a day. If you click that link in the description right now and it lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you, but otherwise we're quite limited. So I recommend you doing it now. Now is a good time to do so. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Let's talk soon, and bye-bye.
3 weeks ago, got my first close. Super hyped about. Until it happens, you're like, it doesn't seem possible. It's like gaining muscle at the gym. It's like, until you actually get muscle, you're like, what the f this is possible? That's pretty cool. And then second close 3 days ago. And client's been super happy so far. It's been good, very good. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. What the fuck's going on? I'm so young. I'm only 21 and this is going well for me.